Hello guys, welcome back. I'm Ansel, and today we're going to talk about Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, number 47. So again, we have the four main lanterns on their side quests, and the last few issues that have been about this Dark Stars arc uh, were separated in what these four main Green Lanterns were doing. For a couple of issues, or maybe one and a half, we didn't know anything about Kyle Rayner. That during that time, that got me worried that something was going to happen to him. And now, the one that gets some off time is Jon Stewart. This time around, we don't get to know anything else about what's happening with John and Sod's plan to help in bringing down the Dark Stars. But we get to know what is going on with the other three. First, we get to see what's going on with Hal Jordan. And the previous issue, during my review of previous issue, I mentioned how this situation was that felt really unnecessary. I mean, it's like, okay, so Hal Jordan recruited Hector, come on, he recruited him um, as a way to nullify the Darkstars, and then they take this little detour, and the writer had Hammond nullifying Hal for a little while. And in this issue, that gets resolved very quickly, and it didn't have any impact on the overall story. So that particular piece of the issue and of the arc was really unnecessary. I'm still like, why did that happen? I mean, we got a couple of very cool moments of Hal Jordan being Hal Jordan, and they were great. But I don't think they are enough to justify, let's say, spending page space on this particular section. We get a little more about Kyle Rayner. Kyle, I mean, I think he is the one getting the short end of the stick in here. We barely get to see him doing anything, and when we get to see him doing something, is usually very brief. Last time, it was just a couple of pages of him being locked up in a cell, and High Father, the High Father of this, the slice of a High Father that lives in this universe, being a complete asshole to him. And now we at least get to see Orion being a good guy, but just for a, let's say, maybe I can describe it as a few minutes, helping Kyle Rayner escape. But at least we get to see that Orion, has actually been recruited. But the part of the story that was actually really awesome was the conclusion to Dark Star Guy Gardner. That was really impactful on last issue, how he went to Earth to confront his father, how his hate for what his father did to him when he was a kid allowed him to be able to be a victim, let's say, of the Dark Stars, and how he went straight to Earth, straight to his father to try to kill him. And it was that was really awesome. It was also very heartwarming, very heart touching how Archilo went also there to try to stop him. We get a continuation to that, and we get a lot more about Archilo and Guy's relationship, and I really like that friendship and the way it was used to stop to develop to finish this part of the story, to even give some character development to Guy and to his father was really really well crafted. That was I think my favorite part of this issue. By the end we get to see what's going on Oa as well. It was a little like, meanwhile in Oa, and we get to see that the Green Lanterns are not really having a good time, and they are about to have an even less of a good time because the war against the Dark Star seems to be approaching its end game. I'm expecting a lot of really good action in the next issues because the big players that each Green Lantern went to recruit seem to be in on this situation. So I hope that becomes a really awesome confrontation. So overall, it had more lows than highs, this time around, but the highs were really high, were really awesome, especially the parts about Guy Gardner, some cool moments with Hal Jordan, and the way everything is getting prepared for the final confrontation. So yeah, that was really exciting. Also, the art was a little weird in here. Everyone had such weird faces at some points. And that really took me out of the situation for a few times, but nothing too drastic. It was still good. So I'm gonna give these three Hal Jordans out of five because he had the coolest moments. Because it was a downgrade from previous issues, but it served its purpose. I really liked it, and I'm really looking forward to what's coming up next. So, what do you think about the Dark Stars so far? Anything that has happened has changed your opinion on them? I find myself liking them even more and more as the issues go by. So comment down below and let me know and click the like button if you like to see really cool moments of Green Lanterns being green. Thank you guys a lot for watching, and I guess I'll see you the next time.